Hey, what's happening? Jason Woodland here with Always the Journey TV. Back again on episode number 14. Extremely excited to be back. Hey, I sincerely appreciate you spending your time watching these amazing interviews. A lot of wonderful friends from all around town, and we're able to learn a lot more about what they do for their work, their hustle, their job, their art, all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much for tuning in on this. And yeah, episode number 14. We're moving right along. So let's see here. What do we got going on? You know what? This morning, the soundtrack was Jam On It by Nucleus. I had sort of an 80s nostalgia for this morning, and it reminded me of when I was a b-boy back in the day, back in the 80s, that is. And if I were breakdancing now, I'd definitely be breaking my back. So no more of that from me, but definitely still involved in that community. And I want to give a special shout out to my friend Josh and all my friends at 1520 Arts and the HERC, which is the Hip Hop Education Resource Center located in the Salt Lake City area down on State Street. They do a lot of amazing things for the community. And speaking of community, I've got a very good friend on. Lance Amillion is going to be the next person that I'm interviewing today. And this guy has got a lot of stuff going on, and he's really fun to watch out in the community and see all the cool things he's got. So Lance was born in Ventura, California, and his father was T. Wayne of Motown Records. So he definitely comes from a long heritage of music. Lance moved to Rose Park, Utah back in 1996 and started doing music all the way back when he was 14 years old, and was actually on a couple of compilation CDs that could have been found back in Sam Goody and Warehouse Music, if you remember those spots. So he's been making music for like the last 20 years. He's also the founder of a community event called Hard-N-Paint Basketball, which started back in 2012. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. But he's also a podcaster. He's got a podcast called Cloth Talk 4044, started back in 2018. And that Hard-N-Paint basketball community event, he's also got an entire clothing line called Hard-N-Paint Clothing. And we'll talk about that as well. But Lance is a hip-hop artist, songwriter, event planner, clothing line designer, podcaster, black business CEO, and a video director. So talk about a scrapper and a hustler. This guy's got a lot of stuff going on. He's a man of my own heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce my good friend, Lance Amillion. What's going on, my man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm just cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just living the life, baby, you know?
Nice. You're looking good out there with your glasses, and you've got your hoodie on.
Hey, man, thank you, man. I'm feeling great, you know what I'm saying? I'm back on my fast. You know, I just got back from Orlando for the birthday and everything. So, you know, I'm just back home and, you know, getting back to my God body frequency, you know?
I love it. Yeah, and I talked to you on your birthday, but happy birthday again. I'm glad you were able to cruise down to Orlando. That's a fun place.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. I had the family and the wife, and you know, we went down to Miami for 3 days and everything too, and went down to Clearwater and Siesta Keys. Shout out to my man Brian and Tanisha. They moved out there from Salt Lake a couple years ago, so they took us to Siesta Keys and Clearwater. It was beautiful.
Oh, Clearwater is honestly one of my favorite beaches in the world. That place is magnificent.
I keep hearing that in the world, you know, and me and my wife, we really like chase that vibe, you know. So it most definitely gave us that vibe, you know. It was wonderful, man. Like, just feeling blessed, man. Like, you know, so yeah, I'm happy to be on the show, man. So appreciate you having me too, as well, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, Lance, tell me just really quick. So your father was involved with Motown Records. What's the story with that?
Yeah, he was signed to Motown Records, I believe 85, 86. I was born 86, so 85 to like 88, you know, before he winded up going to prison and everything. You know, so, but yeah, he's done a lot of background tracks, a lot of records. You know, I used to get babysat by Miss Marvin Gaye, you know, Gail and everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and Lil Marvin, we kind of, you know, grew up together for the little time I was involved with the whole Motown family. Beautiful people, you know, nothing but good memories, you know what I'm saying? I got some pictures and everything in the scrapbook somewhere and everything. So Yeah, shout out to T Wayne. He held it down. This is the first time I really talked about this. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
was that when you were down in California?
Yep. He's still in California, man. Yep, he's still in California.
Okay.
So
Wow, so tell me a little bit. I mean, you've got a lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, you've got your clothing line, you've got the community event with the basketball, and then you're also a rapper. So I mean,
yeah.
you've got a lot of talent, you've got a lot of stuff happening. Tell me, what was some of the inspiration that led you to all of these creative endeavors and wanting to be so involved in the community?
Well, growing up, I seen a lot of people, doing community work, it's a lot of people, a lot of people kind of gave me the blueprint, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of just soaked it up. And when I got of age, I kind of knew I always wanted to be, give back somehow to kids like me, that people look back and help me get into positions, So I knew I always wanted to be there. I always been a giver. So, it's not really a job. It's just fun to me, to see the kids smiling and see them going from elementary to junior high, junior high to high school and college, and some become entrepreneurs. And and then you see them in the streets, and it's like, hey, Lance, and I'm like, I don't even recognize you. It's been, a lot of these guys are grown now, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, so it's beautiful, man.
I love that. Tell me, let's talk specifically at this moment about what is Hard-N-Paint basketball. What does that represent?
It's basically, Hard-N-Paint is just like an organization that just means go hard at everything you do. You know what I mean? And it's an art. It's art. I'm an artist. Everybody around me is pretty much artists. My whole marketing strategy was to basically turn the rappers, all these basketball players that are like, playing for the U and playing for Kearns and West and East and Highland in high school. They got these names, and sometimes you don't make it to the league and sometimes you don't make it overseas. So I wanted to basically give the Utah basketball players that platform, and basically turn them to household names like we did with the rappers.
Yeah.
So that's been my main focus, is just making sure we continue to make stars and make star athletes and star men, gentlemen and ladies too. The ladies come out, they ball and everything too. But yeah, that's my goal, is to get these guys that name when they walk into the Vasa or to the gym, the church
Yeah.
ball. Hey, watch that dude. I seen him at Hard-N-Paint. He's a monster, so
I love it.
it's fun. Yeah, man.
So Hard-N-Paint, where can someone sort of get involved with that or see this take place? Is that at the Urban Arts Festival? Is that correct?
Yeah, we collabed with the Urban Arts Festival about 4 or 5 years ago, you know what I mean? So you could come down there most definitely. September, we'll be down there doing like 3-on-3s. We do 3-on-3s at the Urban Arts. So it's a little different from the official 5-on-5, obviously. But yeah, most definitely Urban Arts Festival, you come down there and you can check us out. We do 3-on-3s, 3-point shootouts, slam dunk competition, a lot of crowd participation, at the Urban Arts Festival, and bring the lowriders and the bikes. That 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 full. That's what made Hard-N-Paint so different, is that we molded all these different cultures together, and from the American Bully community, the pit bull community, the to the cars, the bikes. I kind of coined that, and a lot of people in New York and everything even called me and told me like, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Like that's dope." You know what I mean? So
Nice.
that's what kind of gave me the step, because we all grew up off of Rucker Park and everything. It's a dream to go to New York and go see Rucker Park, let alone be throwing your own mile Rucker Park. So and as I said, like I just wanted to do something that was never done, never been done out here in the fashion that I wanted to be. I wanted to really let these guys know that it does the road doesn't the road continues after college basketball and everything overseas. Come down here, we got ballers. We put you in position where you can go out of town and do other things too. But the whole structure of Hard-N-Paint, and what the end goal is to have a facility, a facility for the youth to come to, something of a boys and girls club nature, but a little more authentic, a little more homegrown,
Yeah.
Not saying that they don't do great, because they do great. We work with the Boys and Girls Club a lot. So, but I just feel like there's things that need to be done, and I'm kind of in these positions to kind of ask these questions and kind of figure out how to do some of these things. So, I just working hard, man.
Dude, I love it.
But
You know,
but I do wanna stress this though.
yeah.
Um, so when these kids come to my program and they come see us and they come see these people that look just like them, these young black, Hispanic, Polynesian, white, everybody, it's a gumbo pot of people, and they're all doing something. They're all working. They're all networking. That's what keeps the machine going for us, is the kids seeing the next 5 to 10 years of their existence, on how okay, I like Lance used to be a rapper, now he's doing the basketball tournaments. Like, that's so far in between that you can do so many more things in between that to figure out a niche.
Oh
And
yeah, absolutely. I
yeah,
mean, we've been down for a while, and I love a lot of things about you. I mean, everything about you, you're freaking awesome. But
thank you, brother.
the one of the things that I highly respect is that you're a big time collaborator. Like
Oh,
you
I
were
love
just saying, like you're trying to like figure out like cross generational. You're trying to figure out like different types of music, and like you were saying, you've got like the lowriders, and you've got the basketball players, and you've got the
yeah.
rappers, and I mean, you're bringing people together.
Oh man, that's the biggest blessing that you can have, is to touch the next person and have them smiling, and being yourself. I've been blessed with the family that I have behind me, the support system that I have behind me, to let me breathe and figure out what's my moves, and breathe and say, okay, Lance, we're not putting you in the box. You've never been a box type of person, so we're gonna let you, figure that part of you out. So, I've been blessed. A
Yeah.
lot of people haven't been able to breathe the way I've been able to. You know what I mean? And I see my dad go from Marvin Gaye estates to prison. So I know what it's like. I should have had a silver spoon in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So just a little chip on my shoulder. To go against that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Sometimes that chip is what is the fuel that motivates us, isn't it?
yeah, always, man. I always never forget that. I never want to, I never want to see anybody, go through those things that my dad had to go through, and what we had to go through. So I try my hardest to tell my story and make it relatable, and make it authentic for the kids to understand. Like when I go back to my junior high and talk to the kids, the teacher's always like, "Do you want a job?" you know,
That's awesome.
I'll come back. I'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
tell me a
man.
little bit more now about your music, because you're still producing right now, correct?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Now, of
actually,
course, I know that because I check out all your stuff, but I want my
yeah, I
viewers to be able to
appreciate that
check it
too.
out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, there's been stages in my career where I had to rebrand myself. Rebrand myself. And that's one of the hardest things to do. And so there is stages where it seems like you might not be doing as much music, or doing as much, material, dropping as much material as you should be. But sometimes that rebranding stage is what the public sees.
Yeah.
I'm always in the studio. I like, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got a back box coming. No, that's from me. Sorry, we got a UPS shipment. We got the orders coming in. Got the big orders coming in.
That's all good, man. You got stuff happening, so I love it.
Yeah, man, we're trying to open up a store right now.
Now, tell me about that.
Yeah, so basically, I'm trying to do like a vintage, slight wear and tear, vintage style, just for the community, man. Like, with the clothing and everything, just put it together, man, where people could finally come and get swagged out without being charged an arm and a leg for this direct garment and everything.
Nice. So yeah, so let's talk about your clothing. So you've got some on right now. So you've got virtually an entire line, right? You've got jumpsuits, you've got beanies. Like, tell me about the line and what
No,
you've got.
no beanies, no beanies or hats. No, we haven't did beanies or hats. I did headbands.
Oh, okay.
I kind of dwell into the the sports, you know, keeping it still sporty.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's still a sport brand, you know. It's still a way
Yeah.
for athletes to go get their swag on when they, you know, when they go do their thing.
Nice. So,
Mhm.
so tell me, Lance, what geographic locations do you cover for the clothing line specifically? Do you have a website, and are you shipping nationally, or can you only buy it local?
No, we're direct consume right now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people come to my Instagram, a lot of people go to, you know, Facebook. So, you know, they're talking to pretty much me or a couple partners next to me that are, you know, admins that can send people to me and everything. So we're very, very, very still underground.
Nice. All right. Cool. I like
A lot of
that.
room to grow. A lot of room to grow. We're just getting the numbers ready, getting the numbers right now, showing and proving, showing that this is possible, you know, and eventually in the near future we'll be, you know, broadcasting all over the, you know, all over the states and the country doing basketball gear and, you know, backpacks and accessories like an and one, you know. I'm not ashamed to say I look up to people, you know. So and one and, you know, Shaq brand and things like that. We would love to be in Walmart or Target.
Cool, man. So if someone were to watch this video and they wanted to get a hold of some of your clothing, what is the best way to contact you with that?
Yeah, you just be our Instagram is Hard-N-Paint basketball, you know, or you can email us at Hard-N-Paint 801 at 801 at gmail.com. That's, you know, hard and paint.
Here, I'm
So
actually going to make a banner for that so people can see that directly. So HARD and then N and then paint.com, did you say, or just at the
801 801
801?
yeah, at gmail.com. That's our email.
And
And
that's the best way to get a hold of you on that?
yeah, our just directly to our Instagram, you know, our Instagram. Yeah.
So does that look good there?
Yeah, that's great.
Nice. All right, cool. So as far as your music goes, I mean, you're also a director of videos,
Yeah,
and you
correct.
directed a new video this year down in Las Vegas, isn't that right?
Oh yeah, we shot a couple videos in Vegas.
All right, and and you can find those on your YouTube, correct?
Yes, Lance Amillion TV.
Okay, cool. So as you've got his name, Lance Amillion TV, and that's on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube. That's how you can find that on all major platforms. Actually, you could just Google that name and all my music will pop up. I have an alter ego named Lamills. So Lamillz is the same person as Lance Amillion, and they're two different sounds of music.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So what do you see the vision for where you're going to go next with your music then?
Oh man, it's up, you know, up, you know, up. And you know, music is just a tool for me. So that's not, you know, it's never
Yeah.
gonna stop. It's a tool for me. I don't do for what I used to do it when I was 21. You know,
Yep, absolutely.
I'll,
So
I'll drop a CD when I go out of state. Like I dropped one for Mardi Gras. You know, I'm going to Mardi Gras. Let's drop an album. Boom. You know, like it's fun.
nice.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, turned down a couple record deals this year because I want to stay independent as possible for now. You know, until it makes sense. So,
Nice.
pushing that independent, pushing that ownership.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're really pushing, man. You know, shout out to my wife. She's, you know, independent, doing her thing too. So does that
Yep.
hair, you know. So we're pushing that, man. We're really trying to stay behind the brands, keep moving forward.
Why don't you shout out your wife and where she works and what she does and specializes in?
Yeah, she specializes in hair, you know, hair doing you know, blowouts and silk presses and eye tips and the whole nine, you know, like I always say she's the Nicki Minaj of Utah hair.
Nice. And where's she located for someone that wants to get a hold of her?
She's actually at a place called the Shop right now on 9th South and 2nd West, but you know, she got some big things popping, man, and it's beautiful. She's just a real down to earth person, always working hard, always
Yep.
pushing me to be great, pushing me hard, and you know, that's what we do for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. She is great, and she's very talented. And her shop is located right across the street from the new Spy Hop, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's
All right.
correct.
All right.
Shout out to Matt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Man, that's my man.
Yep, Matt Mateus over at Spy Hop. Spy Hop
Yeah,
is definitely the place, isn't it?
man, that's I got a lot of my break out of Spy Hop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, my break. Like Matt was like, all right, we gonna just go to your house. We're gonna go to my house and record this over there because you guys got something to say, you know. So he
yeah,
didn't have to
without
do
a
that.
doubt.
Yeah, he didn't have to do that, man. And that's kind of what I do for the community as well. It's like, give them that platform, because you
Yep.
just never know. Just never know, So I don't.
So
I
what do you
shout out.
see? Yeah, without a doubt. Matt and the whole crew over there at Spy Hop. I
Yeah,
mean,
man,
they do some amazing
yeah,
things for the community.
crazy, man. Especially from when I started with them to now, it's like night and day, man. But they always done great things and always had like great opportunities and always had the highest technology, in the world. That's how I felt. I felt
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So when you're recording, are you recording here in Utah mainly for the music side of things?
yeah, I always recorded in Utah, man.
Nice.
It's kind of weird because you would think like a hip hop rapper that moves down south and does all this, traveling to the south and Midwest would be recording with their producers, but it, people love my sound, and it's to the time too. It's the time, and Utah. I always that's why I named my I had a couple series called the Silicone Slopes
Yep.
because I felt like I always been a part of the development, So I wanted to make sure that the people of the community really know that we're part of that development as well. So I did a mixtape called the Silico Slopes, and it's just so many different sounds in one album that it's beautiful, and it got me on tour again. I went on my tour with Petey Pablo off of that album, that mixtape. So yeah, it's nice,
Yeah, I
man.
remember you showing me that. That was dope.
Yeah, man. Being able to still be able to just get back in the game at any point has kept me in there, knowing that option is still there for me because I did good business and always stood by my ground, and I never signed no royalties. I never signed none of that stuff over.
Yeah, you've kept it all in house.
Yeah, man. And, when all the record labels wanted me to, sign it, just didn't make sense at the time. It never makes sense though.
Yeah, sort of reminds me of the song "The Owners" by Gangstar. How
Love
they
game.
keep control of everything. They keep the licensing, the recordings, the masters, everything. They keep it all in house, or kept it all in house when Guru is alive, anyway.
My Guru is the truth, man. R.I.P. Guru.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without a
no,
doubt.
there's a lot of people that done this before us, and we gotta always keep those people in the story because that's the blueprint.
Yep.
As I said, I'm not too big to say I follow people's blueprints. I make it my own. I don't copy. I never stole. I never plagiarized. I had it done to me a handful of times with big people, and
Yeah.
you'd be surprised some of the biggest entities how they do dirt. How they do their dirt. So I always tell the guys, man, like make sure if you're gonna get in this business, make sure it's pretty wrapped up in the box for you to eat and win, not just get the trinkets.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where a lot of people start missing the boat is that, they're focusing sort of like on the trophies instead of that path and that journey and the lessons that you pick up throughout that time.
Correct.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
that's why this show is called Always the Journey, and that's why I called the podcast Always the Journey, because obviously the destination is important, but if you're not paying attention to that journey, you're not picking up those lessons, and you're only trying to pay attention to the end result or the trophy, so to speak, you're going to miss the boat.
No, you're correct, bro. The work ethic, comes with being on the road is a lot.
Yeah.
So once you get over that, I think you really start to figure out how to do other ventures. Anyways, it's like a ball player; he can't keep shooting. Well, Vince Carter did, but he's different. He's half dead. Robert Parrish, man. People don't remember Robert Parrish, but that was the first person I seen, really do the play to your knees hurt thing, And
Nice.
I took that approach with everything that I'm doing, man. Like people try to retire me when I was like 27, 27, 28. People was telling me, "Oh, you need to hand over the torch, retire, just pass the torch." And I was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I can't. It's in my DNA."
Nice. What would you say is one of the lessons that you learned from your father regarding music specifically?
Yeah, that what I learned from Terry is that you can have it all and it can all go away as well, Like, he did a lot of time in prison and stuff, so you know. But he still gets royalty checks, so he's doing a lot better than a lot of artists. you know. so
Wow.
yeah, he'll get a royalty check here and there, So, I learned that about him. He told me a lot of gems growing up. I really didn't get to see him as like you would think, the father-son relationship, but when he was able to give me some gems, it was gems that stuck with me for a lifetime, and I was mad, I had hate in my heart for him, I felt like I got robbed, but as I got older and became a young black man in America and seeing, the obstacles that are just one click away nowadays on the phone now, but at this time that was the thing to do was to get high and make the music, you know. So,
Wow.
my wife helped me get through that pain too, and
Yeah.
me and him got a good relationship, man, and that's why I'm bringing him up today in this podcast. So, everybody know what drives me in this, and I got a book coming, I got a book coming too. So,
Nice.
you tell my story. I got a good story, man, because I feel like, as I said, if I would have had that silver spoon that I was born into, because I was born into royalty and the drugs,
Yeah.
crack epidemic.
So, what age? So you lived in Ventura, California, virtually your entire young life. Is that correct, or did you move around before that?
Nah, we were all over, man. We lived in Lancaster, Palmdale, Simi Valley. I'm a Valley boy. I'm a Valley boy.
All right. Cool. What would you say is one of the biggest lessons you've learned out of 2020 so far?
Biggest lesson I learned this year is uh biggest lesson I learned this year was every day's a lesson. The biggest lesson I learned was just getting up, you know, uh not 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 letting COVID be an excuse for me. Like everybody that I see around me was it's COVID. I'm like, man, there's business out there for us to get. The veil is open. so
Nice.
that's the biggest
Right.
lesson I learned.
I
And
love
every L stands for lesson. So if that makes sense. So
it. Nice.
so everything I do right now, even right now, is a lesson.
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah.
learning, man. I'm always learning, but I know what's hot. I know what's fly. I know what's lit. What the kids is would say lit. So I put the trust in the process. I put the trust in the process, and everything my ancestors do for me, it comes back to me tenfold. I've never had a bad year. I've never had a off summer. And I might have, but I didn't see it because I'm always
Yeah.
got my feet up.
Because you're focusing on the lessons, you're focusing on the path and the journey, you're focusing on the hustle and the grind and making big things happen.
Yeah, man, and I like to be positive. It's too easy to be negative, man. My mama used to tell me that when I was a kid, and I never really understood it until I got older. And people try to put their insecurities or stuff on me, I'm like, I want to be there for. I want to help you because I want to understand what's going on with you. But me personally, I just really don't have that anxiety feeling. Like when I do have that, then I need to create, and I learned how to turn that anxiety and that depression into dollars and manifestations. So that's where my energy goes into is in self. I bet
Nice.
on myself, man. I bet on myself. I remember when I used to do music back in like 05, 06, man, it was garbage to do music. You get laughed at the rap if you was a rapper, you know. And I went through all that, man. You know, I went through all that. I got crucified for wanting to have a dream, you know. And when it started making sense, I couldn't let nobody tell me anything different.
Nice. So for the person that's watching this and they, they're maybe stressing, they're, maybe down on their luck, or they're having a tough time trying to come up, against fighting after their own dream and their goals and that kind of stuff, what would you say maybe is the most impactful thing you would tell that person to do?
I would say just, do research, do your research, have the faith that we're talking about, have that faith. You have to have that faith in yourself first, you have to know it's going to work. It's going to happen. It's everything we touch is gold. You feel me? So just go ahead and just work until that shit turn gold,
Oh, good.
like really, really, man, like, and don't let nobody tear you down. Your biggest enemy is yourself.
I love it. Thanks, man.
It's easy to listen to people, man, especially when you're on the internet going through your comments. Like I always tell people, I used to get jumped on YouTube, man. People would go to my YouTube once every so often and just leave 100 million comments before trolling, before spam. This is '08 YouTube.
Wow.
And I seen it. So that's why I kind of like I'm able to kind of move around all that negativity that they try to bring to you, because I've seen it before. So if you haven't seen it, maybe you should do like a little research and go check up on some of your favorite entrepreneurs and favorite business moguls, because they seen it and they could tell you firsthand how it felt, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel good at all. So it makes you not want to do it to other people.
Yep, exactly. So Lance, as we move into a wrap up on this, tell me what one of your favorite either quotes or one of your favorite songs. It doesn't need to be the favorite, but one of them.
I would say one of my favorite songs. I would go off of music. I'm gonna go off of songs. I would say one of my favorite songs is "One Little Christmas Tree" by Stevie Wonder.
Nice. I love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Stevie, man, and Sam Cooke. I love a lot of Sam Cooke too. So, but yeah, "One Little Christmas Tree" by Stevie Wonder is my favorite.
Nice.
Beautiful record.
Cool, man. Hey, Lance, I sincerely appreciate you spending some time on the show with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. And and if you don't mind hanging tight in the green room for just a few moments while I wrap up the show, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm here.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate you.
All right, buddy. See you soon.
All right. So there you have it, Lance Amillion on episode number 14 of Always the Journey TV. I'm your host, Jason Woodland. Thank you very much for tuning in. If I may ask, if you could please throw us a subscribe or throw us a thumbs up as well, that'd be great. And special shout out to SpyHop. Those guys are doing amazing things in the community. And we're always trying to support local around here. So get out there, learn about these organizations, and see what's happening, and support if you can. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thank you very much, my friends.